And Jasmine wasn't about to tell Twyla how much money she had in her savings account. Number one, it wasn't her damn business. And number two, Jasmine didn't want Twyla trying to spend the 18,000 marks she had left. Twyla was an expert at spending other people's money. Why are you always trying to find out how much money I have, Twyla? Just tell me, why is that information so important to you, huh? Jasmine was waving one hand and the other fisted on her hip. Her head was bobbing and weaving in a classic annoyed sister way that came to Jasmine instinctively when someone was getting on her nerves. Oh, calm down, Yasmin, Chatty. I just want to know when I get my monies for what? Twyla whined in her heavily accented English. She glanced at Jasmine peripherally as she sashayed to the bathroom and locked the door. Oh no, girlfriend. I paid you 3,000 marks when I moved in 3 months ago, and that was to cover expenses for my room, food, heat, and electric. Jasmine was marched up to the bathroom door. She didn't hear any water running from inside, so she knew she still had an audience. And it took just 3 weeks before I had to start buying all the groceries. That is, if I wanted to eat something. Can't keep a can of cola in the fridge or a bag of potato chips in the kitchen. Between you and your drop in any damn time friends, Jasmine had no intention of letting up. This discussion had been brewing for some weeks. And you've been wearing my shit and funking it up and putting it back in my trunk. Jasmine felt she wasn't yet done with her venting. And wasn't it just last week I loaned you 400 marks? What's up, Twyla? Jasmine had met Twyla 3.5 months ago when both ladies, along with 18 other women, were auditioning for a local top 40 band in the Munich area. The band So Cool. They were all told that the original female vocalist from the band, a sister from Kansas named Stacy, was living in Germany with her GI husband, and when the government closed the huge military post, they received their orders to ship stateside. So she had to be replaced. Jasmine had received the tip from a studio she had worked with that was located in Munich. Jasmine got to hear most of her competition since she was the 10th call to perform. Some of the girls were really good. Most just non-singing beauties that would probably make it big in techno. Jasmine got the gig. During a conversation with Twyla at the audition, Twyla mentioned she needed a roommate and Jasmine needed a place to stay. She had taken the train down to Munich for the audition, and when she returned to Bad Kursfield with the news of her immediate move, Burgess volunteered to drive her 4 hours down to help her get settled in. When they arrived, Twyla wasn't in, but had left the keys in the mailbox like she said she would do if she weren't there. All, ja- all Jasmine really had were her 3 suitcases filled with her wardrobe and 2 large boxes, which contained an assortment of shoes, books, and the one cherished photo album she had carefully put together before she left America. The loft like apartment was spacious and had a beautiful view of a little secluded park that was more frequented in the spring and summer months by ducks and swans than by people. The park wasn't a private one, but the apartment was located in such an exclusive section of Munich that only the people that lived in the immediate area even knew it existed. It reminded Jasmine of Palmer Park back home. Jasmine's favorite times there when she could sit out on the terrace off her bedroom, this one even larger than the room in Detroit, and listen to the sounds of a peaceful night. The apartment seemed such an enchanting place to Jasmine. It was Jasmine's instant attachment to the apartment that offered the balance whenever Twyla would start acting tripped out. After Jasmine was settled in the place, she discovered more about Twyla's living arrangements. Twyla's married ass, old ass, ugly ass, rich ass German boyfriend had put her had her put up in the place. He owned the entire building, three more buildings down the street, and an office complex downtown. Twyla Allen was one of the beautiful ones. There was no denying her beauty. She stood 5 feet 10 inches, weighed 127 pounds, and had a soft but tight and toned body and a head full of long, naturally curly, light brown and blonde streaked hair. Sun streaked, all natural, with skin of a goldish bronze that seemed to radiate the sun. Full lips, wickedly long eyelashes, and thick, mysterious eyebrows made her ethnicity almost undetectable. And if she had a brain, she would be a queen, Jasmine had thought on more than one occasion. Twyla loved to surround herself with beautiful things and beautiful people. The two women had grown to be friends during Jasmine's stay with Twyla. In their own way, they were deeply bonded. They would often laugh when discovering their big cultural differences, like the time when the two women were watching a movie in English in Jasmine's room, and Jasmine made popcorn in the microwave from one of the pouches of microwave popcorn she had saved from her very last trip to the commissary in Kurzville. Jasmine paused the movie, Dangerous Liaisons, to run in and retrieve the ready popcorn. The popcorn aroma was steaming through the slit in the top opening of the bulging bag. The smell suggested that there was not a burnt kernel to be found. Jasmine ran back in the room, unpaused the movie, and pinched the corners and tilted the opening away from her face. After sampling a palmful, Jasmine offered Twyla the bag. She imitated Jasmine, got a bunch of popcorn in one hand, and tried to get all the kernels in her mouth, dropping a few in the process. Twyla made a face, then spat out all that she had just put in her mouth, coughing and gagging. Jasmine thought she had caught a piece in her windpipe or something. Was ist das? Twyla asked in between her coughs. It's popcorn, Twyla. Drink something. Jasmine gestured to a cola she had placed on her desk earlier. Twyla picked up the can like it held an antidote and tried to empty the can in 3 or 4 gulps, followed by a long burp. Twyla blinked her eyes as if she'd just been surprised with the flash of a camera. What was that? Jasmine asked, looking at the still dazed Twyla. You eat with sauce? You eat with sauce? Nein, nicht von mir. We eat mit Zucker. It's sweet, not the salsa, Twyla said with a grimace. And not to mention the mistakes Jasmine made because of her ignorance of the language that made communication challenging. There was that time, about a month ago, that Twyla approached Jasmine with the bill and said, Uva said we take so much douchen. And Jasmine remembered immediately thinking,